Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
And a young life was nearly lost. A Miami-Dade police officer is accused of shooting the teen in the back. Now, nearly 2 years later, his parents still don't know why, and they want answers.
Team 6 investigators have been digging into just what happened and why that key question remains unanswered.
Now tonight, Team 6 investigator Willard Shepard has new details on the case.
It was Memorial Day weekend 2012. Fun and carefree, a family fishing trip. No one dreamed hours later, then 16-year-old Sebastian Gregory would be rushed to Kendall Regional Hospital, clinging to life. 3 a.m., the morning after the fishing trip. Gregory was walking on this block in Kendall, a baseball bat hidden in cargo pants like these. The aluminum bat for protection, he says, from bullies. He told us a Miami-Dade police car pulled up from behind, and an officer ordered him to the ground. Gregory says he reached to adjust the bat so he could comply. According to medical reports, he was shot a total of 9 times in the back.
At first, I was actually screaming if I actually got tased or shot. It's when I did a push-up and I saw blood gushing out everywhere.
When Gregory awoke after surgery, no one knew if he'd ever walk again.
It's indescribable, I cried a lot.
But Gregory fought hard, enduring months of painful physical therapy. Today, he can walk with a walker. Moving independently is just one of the many things he misses.
My sexual function, playing basketball, walking my dog to the park.
Gregory's mom, Amalia, says he's depressed and many days doesn't get out of bed.
For me, the most important thing is he be fine, he smile again.
Andres Gregory is his dad.
I was really angry. Now that the time has passed, I'm kind of waiting for justice.
Richard De La Fera is the family's lawyer and filed a civil suit against Miami-Dade County and Officer Luis Perez, claiming the officer used deadly force that was excessive.
I understand that police officers have the right to defend themselves if they reasonably believe that they are in fear. However, if one shot is enough to allay any fear, any danger, why 7 or 8 more shots?
No one has the answer. Nearly 21 months since the shooting, Gregory is not charged with a crime, and the Miami-Dade Police Department still has not concluded its investigation. It's one of 38 open investigations of officer-involved shootings it has. 2 of them go back more than 7 years.
The police department is stonewalling the justice system.
Dade County Police Benevolent Association President John Rivera says police officers, too, want the cases solved in a timely manner.
The community has a right to know. They lose confidence in the system when these investigations take so long.
The police department doesn't turn over information about these shootings when the investigation is open. Information state attorneys say they need to decide whether to charge an officer with a crime. Bruce Rogo, a professor of law at Nova Southeastern University, says prosecutors can and should do more.
Either the prosecutor says, I'm stonewalled, or I'm going to take this to a grand jury and let the grand jury decide whether or not this is enough to proceed with a charge.
We asked the Miami-Dade Police Department and the state attorney's office why these investigations are still going on. Neither would talk on camera. Where is Officer Luis Perez, the man accused of shooting Sebastian? Team 6 investigators found him driving a patrol car, back on the street, and carrying his gun. Sebastian says he's haunted by a question he'd like to ask him.
If he feels bad about what he did to me.
By phone, Miami-Dade police told us they have no written policy for what happens to an officer involved in a shooting. They said the officer can be placed on administrative leave for up to 3 days and must have a psychological evaluation before returning to street duty. But no counseling or additional training is required. For the Team 6 investigators, Willard Shepard, NBC6, South Florida.
And the Team 6 investigators are working for you. If you have a story you think they need to check out, send an email to team6investigators@NBC6.com, or you can call our tip line at 954-424-0939.
All I see is pain. Boy kills himself to stop hurting after a cop shot him 6 times in the back. A teenage boy committed suicide after he was left paralyzed and in chronic pain by a police officer who targeted him and shot him in the back 6 times. By Jack Burns, December 3, 2017. Miami, Florida. A Miami teenager who was shot 6 times by police, committed suicide in 2016 after suffering from years of pain. The judge in Sebastian Gregory's civil case just ruled in favor of the teen, posthumously, and the case into the intentional shooting by a Miami police officer will now be reopened. Gregory was just 16 years old when Miami-Dade County Police Officer Luis Perez made contact with him in the early morning hours of May 28, 2012. Perez ordered the teenager to get onto the ground, face down, an order with which Gregory did comply. Perez claimed he believed the teenager had a gun and was reaching for it, so he decided to kill Gregory by shooting him in the back 6 times. The gun turned out to be a baseball bat. Advertisement. However, Gregory did not die, and Perez was not charged with attempted murder. However, his actions that night would eventually lead to the death of Gregory. Instead of dying instantly in the hail of gunfire, Gregory died a slow death of pain and depression. One of his legs was paralyzed, and he felt constant pain as a result of the shooting. The Miami New Times described Gregory's pain and suffering. Although doctors feared Gregory would never walk again, he did eventually regain the use of one leg and was able to move around using a walker. But one leg remained paralyzed. He also told the TV station he became sexually impotent and said he also missed walking his dogs to the park and playing sports with his friends. His mother, Amalia, told NBC that her son was depressed and had trouble getting out of bed. After fighting multiple rounds of court appeals, Gregory killed himself January 16, 2016. Judge Frank Hull announced a judgment in the case, awarding Gregory's family with an undisclosed amount of money. Potentially of more interest to the family were Hull's comments about the shooting. This case involves not just any battery such as punching, kicking, or beating, but an egregious, aggravated battery of shooting Gregory with a firearm in the back. Hull also claimed that Officer Perez had no legal basis for shooting the child in the back. Under Gregory's pled facts, there is not even a pretense of a lawful right to shoot Gregory in the performance of Officer Perez's duties, Hull wrote. Read more. Cop caught on video smashing a woman's face, community is outraged. He stated that by shooting Gregory in the back, Perez violated the young boy's constitutionally protected Fourth Amendment rights. Shooting a non-resisting suspect who has done nothing threatening and thus posed no immediate danger violates the Fourth Amendment right to be free from the use of excessive force. Instead, Gregory wobbled. The teenager testified earlier that the baseball bat was causing him discomfort, and he moved to readjust the bat. It should also be noted that Officer Perez had a previous interaction with the teenager, having arrested him on another occasion for being in possession of the same baseball bat, as well as a knife. On the near-deadly encounter, however, he claimed he believed the teen to be in possession of a firearm. Hull's comments now call into question Miami-Dade County State Attorney Catherine Fernandez Rundle's decision to clear the officer of any wrongdoing in 2014. In fact, she has cleared every officer of wrongdoing, who has been involved in an officer-involved shooting, since 1993 when she took office as the state's attorney. The appellate judge's comments now serve as a reminder that the state's attorney is also supposed to arrest and try police officers when their actions are found to be criminal. The judgment and reopening of the case against their son's killer will do nothing to get Gregory back. Andres Gregory, the boy's father, is extremely upset that Perez has kept his job as a police officer. He said, "He shot a kid, my son was 16 years old, and Perez is in the street like nothing happened. I'm afraid for the other kids on the street and what could happen to them. The boy's stick figure drawing and written description tell the horrifying tale of his life after encountering one of Miami's finest. This was me when I was 16, Gregory wrote. All I see is pain. All I feel is loneliness.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Sheriff County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it, 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt-free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.